Thank you for joining us. Here is a quick look at the disclaimer. I'll just pause for a couple of seconds. Okay, here is the agenda that we are going to go through today. We'll look at the operational challenges. We'll look at how monitoring enablement process that we have improvised and how it has helped us in VMware IT. We'll look at the central visibility dashboard that we have in place, which is going to help us. And also we'll look at the key takeaways that we have for you guys. Okay, so in this evolving infrastructure, monitoring is of paramount importance, right, for every one of us. Considering the fact or the challenges that are posed by digital transformation, cloud computing, and managing those. In pursuit of keeping up with these things, we have added more layers of complexity. But now, what we need is a tool which can help us in identifying those insights and addressing the challenges. That's what we are looking for. Here is a quick look at some of the challenges. I'm sure most of the IT administrators, IT shops would be going through the same challenges. Keeping up with the updates, manual updates doesn't help us. We need something that we can automate operational inefficiency. Every time we keep on updating the agents manually, it doesn't help us. The inefficiency rises. Resource intensive. When we have applications in place which are quite demanding, we don't know when is the next release. We don't know when what is coming. So the lifecycle management needs more and more resources, resource intensive. With all this, keeping up with the customization and the integration, that is one of the aspects. Every now and then, there are new technologies coming in. Okay. Every now and then, when the new technology keeps coming in, it becomes very difficult to keep up with the integration. We need more integration in place. Well, here is the architecture that we use in VMware IT. So we have two node cluster, we have remote collectors across the region, and we have all these data sources integrated. We have NSX, we have VMware Horizon, we have uh, operating system, service discovery, and the management packs that we use in ARIA operations. So all this is again integrated and used by all the various clouds as well. So coming to the monitoring enablement process, I'm sure each one of you would be going through all this process, right? Let me take you quickly through this process. So first is what we recommend is to look at an application, each application quite different. Don't go by the same grouping methodology that you have been using for all the application. Each application is different. Make sure you have enough scaling models in place. Don't again go by just one scaling model that you have been using for other applications. And also, try to know more about the application, which will help you to use those tags, use those topology views and everything in place, which will help you. And the last one is with regards to the implementation. Ensure that you collaborate with the teams and make sure you understand better and implement it. So if I ask you a question, for all this to be in place, we need at least couple of days of time, right? To go through this and to implement enable monitoring for the request that we have. Isn't it? Yes. Yeah. We in VMware IT are getting this done within few minutes. We have monitoring as a service in place. which takes care of most of the aspects of what I just went through the previous slide. And using that, we are enabling monitoring in a couple of minutes. How does it happen? Well, I have Satya
Yeah.
along with me, who is a lead engineer of ARIA Operations. He is going to take us through the process of how we have enabled it and how it is working. Over
Yeah,
to you, Satya.
thank you, Vamshi. So coming to this monitoring as a service in our IT environment, we used APIs to achieve this service as a monitoring as a service for the end user. It will be very easy to the end user where he can do it on his own instead of depending on the operations. So we have the process like we request an APA and we have a framework over here. And we go with these five steps. One is the telegraph agent installation and checks, and then resources relationships, and then we will create a monitoring, basic monitoring templates, and then we will map it to the customized groups and policies. Policies is having the custom alert definitions and multiple symptoms mapped with the alert definitions, customized policies, and enabling the alert notifications to the email integrations or a Slack channel or a webhook. And everything will be done, everything, all these processes done by using the ARIA operations APIs. So next slide, so go to. So this is a small demo which we use for the UI framework which we developed. Will it pass? So once the end user get in, and he request for a monitoring request where he can simply provide the details, what he want and how we want to monitor in a simple manner. He can mention the process ports if any specific URLs, HTTP API checks. Where this, if any agent is not installed, you will get the error over here itself in the same UI. So here this, for example, this VM, which is having all these processes and ports, which is auto-discovered. And you have to select and you have to go to the next slide, where it will configure these process ports by automatically in ARIA operations VROps. So your process ports, everything was configured. You can able to see here virtual machine, and here is the process ports, and this is a DL which enable the alert notifications. This is for our EA integration, which is a webhook for a centralized alerts view. And here you can see the monitoring status of those components, process ports and virtual machines. It was deployed over here in VROps, ARIA operations here itself. This is a process which we selected earlier in the configuration panel. And next. Vamshi, next.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't it amazing to have everything getting it done in a couple of minutes?
The end user itself can do on his own without interacting with the operations team. He can request and he can utilize the same UI and he can do it in within few minutes itself.
Yeah. Most of the time, what happens is we go back and forth with the application team or the team that is requesting for this monitoring setup. And we are giving the flexibility to them over here to choose what they want, and it gets enabled within a couple of minutes.
And this is a sample APIs which we used in ARIA operations for backend for the UI which we have a demo, that monitoring as a service for the end user. We use these APIs to backend with a Python and framework.
Yeah.
So these APIs will help for any objects we can create, update, delete, anything we can do, even power on, power off, enabling a monitoring, or we can disable, we can do a maintenances for the specific objects, everything we can do via the APIs itself.
Yeah, that's the beauty of these APIs. It gets the job done faster.
Yeah, this is a centralized visibility for applications owners for their test environments, each individual environment or application wise. We have centralized dashboard where we can see the health of the dashboard and the down below the components which we mapped by using the custom groups. For example, we have here the platform group where it contains all these VMs and these are the alerts. You can see the health here itself, which is a 75%. Why it was a 75%? Because it has some few alerts, which is infra alerts or process ports, which is degrading the health of that application health. Once we fix these alerts, then the health grows up and it will show as 75%. So in this way, we can use these centralized visibility dashboards, and we can easily fix the issues within low time. So it will help the end users to fix their day-to-day alerts issues before getting into incidents. And this is ARIA operations logs for monitoring, where we push all those required logs to login site. This we earlier called as a login site, now it is ARIA operations logs, where we can push all the logs into this ARIA operations logs, where we can get and filter the logs based on the errors and issues, warning, or status codes of any APIs or application logs or security logs, anything. We'll get it over here in
Okay.
this ARIA operations logs.
Yeah. Well, most of you might have a question. Why do I need to use ARIA operations when I have ARIA operations for logs, which does the similar kind of monitoring, helps me in finding out those anomalies?
Why? Because this ARIA operation logs, we can integrate with ARIA operations. Once we integrate, we can get the application logs in ARIA operation itself. Before we are getting to the incident, if you, for example, if your service went down, sometimes your service you cannot identify whether it is a down or it's a kind of hung or whatever it is. But at the same time, if you go with your specific time period, what happened to my service in ARIA operations, there it will give you the logs along with the details
Okay.
within certain period of time. So we can get it everything in logs along with the services, infra, everything in ARIA operations. So that's the reason we have this slide. here.
Okay, what Satya is trying to say is the beauty of both the tools, you can have it in one place so that you can better troubleshoot. That's great.
And this is our ARIA operations network insights for monitoring, where it will monitor all our networks, switches, routers, everything. And this is also, it will provide you the network insights and network monitoring and network monitoring related alerts. And this network insights also we can integrate with ARIA operations. We can get your application insight related to the network incidents. So if your application went down, if it is a non-responsive, all your services are up and running and logs are looks fine, but you don't know where it was the issue. But if once you integrate these ARIA operation networks into the ARIA operations, there you can able to see all these network related information and issues, alerts, if any latencies, packet loss, everything you can able to see in the ARIA operations main centralized visual dashboard itself. So in that way, the ARIA operation networks, it will help you more in when you integrate with the ARIA operations.
All right. So we have all the integration in place, everything is now set, but it boils down to that one critical scenario or the incident that happens. How do you troubleshoot that? How do you identify the metrics which you need to have so that you can troubleshoot? So we have troubleshooting workbench. This is one of the great feature that we have in ARIA operations. Using this, you can level up and level down based on either you want to look at the container or you want to look at the VMs or you want to look at the checks. Based on that, we have different capabilities using all the management packs, even though it is a process, it is a database, all the events will come into this place. So this is one of the great feature we have in the tool, which we can leverage and make use of. Okay, so I have a question for Satya.
Yeah.
So everything is in place, but where do we start? Most of the people don't know where do we start and how do we enable everything that we showcased.
Yeah, coming to that, First of all, when you have your area operations in place and ready, then you have to start integrating with all your sources like vCenter, any public clouds or private clouds, AWS, and some of the components like vSAN or any management packs like Oracle databases, WebLayer, Nginx, JBoss, anything you can integrate and enable the plugins to get the metrics into the area operations first. If once you've done that as a day one operations, then we can go back to the day two operations here. So when it comes to day two operations, first of all, start with symptom. What is a symptom? Symptom is nothing but where you have a potential cause of issues with respect to any thresholds or any latencies with respect to the metrics. You have to configure the symptom the first. Symptoms may have either a single symptom or multiple symptoms. You can map it with alert definition. And here you have wait cycles for any alert which comes to here. If any anomalies which is detected, you no need to go for immediate alert. You can take some time. Maybe next it might be an intermittent alert, so maybe it will go in a next cycle. So wait for 2-3 cycles. If it is still going on more than 3 cycles or 4 cycles, you can enable the alert in alert definition. And this alert definition will be mapped to the specific policy. Why we need the policy over here? Policy is required here for a customized thresholds for a certain devices. For example, I have an application, Oracle application. Oracle is a databases in our environment, which is the most critical one. I don't want to go with any, for example, I'll take a file system. So file systems, they need it as a 50% of threshold, they need an alert. But normal other applications, which is around 70 or 80% of thresholds. So I do have to segregate and I have to specifically, Oracle, I have to keep for 70, 50% of threshold. For that, I have to map a policy. And once I map the policy, I'll go and add the Oracle systems into the custom group. So the custom group contains all the Oracle virtual machines or the objects. So the objects, everything mapped with that policy, and those objects will apply for all the thresholds, which for a 50% of threshold. So that's why we have the policies here. We have to create a multiple number of policies based on your requirements, and then proceed for the next. So next is the container tags. We have a multiple tags over here. Like tags is nothing but just giving just a name to identify as an application name or a team name or end user name, which will help you for identify in the centralized dashboard. The centralized dashboard also we have some kind of tags. You can put that test environment Oracle, or I can keep it as a Oracle as a tag. So by selecting the tag, I can visualize all the Oracle objects over there itself. If you have any health degradation, everything I can able to view there itself. So tags also, if you want to use it for a better and centralized visibility. Yeah, coming to the next is the notifications. Sending the notifications, we have mail notifications, Slack and webhook. And by using the notifications, we can integrate with any customized tools. Like we have an event aggregator, which is a centralized monitoring alerts, which is for a command control center. They use the dashboard and they take any action if any incidents occurs. So that way we can create and enable the webhooks for all the alerts.
I'm sure most of you might make use of this workflow which is out here. Okay, so before I just touch upon the key takeaways, how many of you would be interested to have such an automation in place like monitoring as a service? That's great. So here are the key takeaways. So get all the source insight into the tool that helps, like say for example, RA operations for logs, if you are using, or the networks and other tools. You make use of the robust APIs we have for RA operations. That really helps. And again, the end-to-end troubleshooting dashboard that we showcased across, the troubleshooting workbench, that really helps to address the incidents. With that, I would like to end the session with this note. Please do provide us the feedback, and this is how you can get in touch with us. We are from VRMare IT, where we have implemented all these best practices and we are making use of it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is RE Operations. Thank you.
Thank you.